Hi guys, welcome to the next video. It's basically a Solidworks exam question. So there's professional exams that you can do for Solidworks, and this is basically one of them. So it's a three-stage thing where we start off and create this model here using this complicated sketch. It's a simple extrude, but it's a complicated sketch that we have to get right. In order to get it fully defined, it's quite challenging, so we'll go through that. I'll show you how to apply these specific types of really specific materials that aren't in the normal appearances folders, and then we'll bring in something called mass properties to check if we can get the right answer here, and it's basically a kind of a guide that tells us we've done everything right so far. Okay, so we'll start off here with stage one. Basically this is what we're aiming towards here at the end. Okay, there's some complicated cuts there and stuff like that which we'll get to. Okay, so I'm going to start roughly at this little part down here, this horizontal, and I'm going to trace around here, try get these. There's basically a line on the curve there, tangential, an arc and an arc tangential, and we'll see how we get on. Okay, so front plane, normal to sketch. I'm going to start here, so this is the little flat part at the bottom, then there's an angle, then I think there's a vertical part, an angle, a horizontal, now there's an arc then, so I'm just going to come back forward like that. Okay, and then there was a line like that, and then there's a horizontal, then an angled line, then a vertical, horizontal, sorry, an angle, then a horizontal, and then let me see, another little arc over here. If I can get it arcing the right way, that would help. Try that again. That'll do. And then there's a center point arc that has its center point on this angled line here. So a center point arc, let's put it roughly there. We want it arcing like that, and we want to make this and this here to be tangential, like so. I just need to be careful here. Sometimes when you make changes, it can cock everything up a little bit, so a little bit of adjusting is needed there. Okay, so I just need to be very careful here. Okay, so I think I'm back on track here. So they're tangential, so I need to trim off a bit there. So trim entities, get rid of that bit. It's an enclosed loop now, so I'm going to make this radius 29. Okay, so just if you notice here that there's three measurements: A, the width, B, the height, and C, the depth. There they are there. So 81 by 57. So there to there is the width, so that's 81. Now, they're totally messing that up, but sure, I'll just try drag things back as best I can. Oh jeez, I hate when this happens. Okay, I need to be seriously careful here. For some reason this is not going well for me today. Okay, let's try combat this. Right, okay, so up here there's like this 10-degree angle between the line and the horizontal, radius 19, arc, and the arc is tangent. Let's make the arc and the line tangential for a start, see if that makes any difference. There's a center line there, so I'm going to put an angle there of 10 degrees between these two. It's probably not going to make much difference. And the radius there was 19. Radius 19, and it's after messing things up for me there. Jeez, this is actually a bit stressful here. I'm actually going to delete that, and I'm going to start again. So I got it to work perfectly earlier on, so let's see here now. So angle, so horizontal, angle, vertical. There's my angle, vertical. There's a bit of an arc there. And I'm going to come back over this side now and do my center point arc here. Nope, try that again. Center point arc here. join it on there like so. Okay, so that has to be radius 29. And I'm going to set the height here to be, we said it was 57, I think. 57. Okay, so we just need to adjust some of these here. Jesus Christ. There we go. Okay, see if we can work with this. So 19 for the center point, 29 for here, so we'll work on that. 19 is the vertical height of the center point of that arc. Let's do it again. And 29 was the width from the edge back to the start of this horizontal line. That's close enough to 29. The angle of this line here at the top was 45 degrees, so what I'll do is I'll create a 45 degree line like so. See the way it's in line with that there? And that 45, sorry, I won't do that, I'll change that actually. I meant to do this one here, and the angle between the line and the center line is 45. 24 and 5 I'll put in now. And there's the 5. Make sure it comes out to a vertical. Okay, now we're rolling 29 then from here to here. And that arc is to be radius 19. I'm not liking the way the center point is kind of staying in line there with that. I'm not sure what that's about. It's actually kind of annoying me, if I'm being honest. There we are. So there was some weird relation on it there, so I'm just, that's fine, that's what I want. Now, so we will do a line then over here, and I'm purposely not going to attach it on this time, but what I'll do here is now make them tangential, and I want the arc to come over and meet the line, to come over and meet the arc. That's grand. Now there's a horizontal here at the top, angled line, vertical, angled line across. That's meant to be horizontal. Then there's a little arc like so, and I want to make, hopefully this doesn't mess things up, that arc and that there to be tangential. Okay, it's not bad. I thought it was going to completely mess things up. Trim entities, get rid of that. Okay, well, I need to go back there for a second and make sure that this runs actually past it. Trim entities, there we are. That's a radius 5 arc. Like so. It's radius 29. What have we got then? So I'm going to do this width here, this full width A, which is 81. Please do not mess this up for me. 81. I could see possibly something happening here. Let's see if we can work with that. We might have to do a little bit of rejigging on these lines here. And I'll get rid of that line in here. I'm not sure how to get it. I'm sure there's a way. It's just probably quicker to do it this way. Okay then, getting there. So we've done the 29, I presume, have we? Yeah. So I'm going to do this 19 here. Okay, so we also have a 45 degree angle here, so I'll just do a center line. 45, and then there's a vertical distance of 7 there. And it's the same up the top. 45-degree angle. Vertical height of 7. And then the overall height of this chunky thing here is it's 32, I think. Of course that would mess it up for me, wouldn't it? Let me just go back 2 arrows there. See if it messes it up. Nope, there we go, that's fine. Now there's a 10-degree angle with this tangent line here. Here's a 10-degree angle. Grand. Now we've still a bit of flexibility there. 10 degrees, radius 19. Did I put radius 19 on it? I did. So what am I missing? I'm missing this 14 here at the top. From there to there. Lovely. Everything is kind of black at the moment except for the arc down the bottom. Did I do that 19? I did. Now tangential, radius 5. Did I put a radius on that? I did. Interesting. Now what have I done wrong? So I'm just going to figure that out in a minute. I forgot there's a hole here now. Diameter 14, I think. Diameter 14, and it's 14 away, so 14 and 4, so everything's 14 about that circle there, so 14 away here, and from the center line to the center is also 14. That's that done. Now one little thing to solve here. So there's something about that arc that is just jumping up. Oh, okay, maybe this line here and this line have to be tangential. Try that again. And that's it. It's completely black now. So now that was complicated in itself, and it's probably the hardest part of the whole thing to do. So I'll end that sketch, go to an isometric view, and I will extrude it now to a depth of value C, which is 43. So there's 2 contours in this here, so I need to go down to the bottom box, select the second contour. 43 is selected there. Now that's fine. The last thing I have to do is put this AISI 1020 steel on it. You won't find that over here, okay? It's not there. This is a more specified steel and real engineering type of steel or material. There's loads more of them. So if I go here, material, right click, edit material, see there, AI, it's in steel if it's not open for you already. Steel AISI 1020. Don't do the cold roll one. Go to apply, go to close. That's grand. Now if I've got this right, I'm going to check the mass properties of it. So we've obviously drawn this to a specific measurements, and we've made it 3D, so it has a specific volume, and Solidworks has the details, the density of this AISI 1020 steel. So we have the volume and we have the density of it. So now what we can do is it'll calculate the weight in grams for it. Okay, so if I go to mass properties up here, type it into the search bar, mass P for properties. Now it's after giving me 939.54, and we can see that it's answer D there, 939.54. right, so that's that part of the question done. So we move on to part 2. The first thing you notice is that the dimensions, the length, width and height, length, depth and height have changed from 86 to 58 and 44. So that's the first thing I will do. So I'm going to just close that there, go to my boss extrude and change this to 44. Then I'm going to go into my sketch and I'm going to change the overall length to its 86, and I'm going to change this to 58. And I'll end that sketch. So not much change there. The mass will change with it, but we have to do 3 cuts on it. So there's this kind of weird swept cut here, which is this area here. There's a cut on the bottom, which is basically the underneath part, sorry, over here to the left, and then there's this underneath cut down here. Okay, so I'm going to work on this one here. So looking at my technical drawing here, I can see that there's a section removed here. That's what that line represents, and if we follow it down to the plan, it tells you that's the section there. So it's a 19 deep cut, and what else do we know about it? That cut basically starts 52 millimeters from the right hand edge of the object. So I'm going to use that as a sketch plane, sketch, and I will go for a corner rectangle, and I just want to look at that one more time. Okay. And let me just see here, what way am I actually doing this? Okay, I'll do it another way. I was going to cut it from the front to the back. I'm actually going to draw underneath here. I'm going to sketch the corner rectangle from here. Okay, it's not letting me do that. So select that. Presume I'm on that plane. Let me just cancel this sketch for a second. So corner rectangle. There we go. I'm going to do it up to there. We said the sketch, the cut was 19 deep. So once again, we're doing this from the front here. Okay, and it was also 52 millimeters from the right hand edge. 52, like so. So what I'll do now is take that sketch and do an extruded cut through all. Like so. Okay, and that's that cutout. Now the other cutout that I'm going to do now is down here. You can see it best here. Okay, and if we look at our front view, we can see it's 19 deep and it's 19 high. So 19 deep and 19 high. So I'm going to do that from, we'll say, I'll use that as a sketch plane, even though I'm not going to draw on that one there. Sketch rectangle down here, and it's 19 deep by 19 high. And the sketch, and I'll do the same again, extruded cut through all. Like so. So I'm going to see if this looks right here. I'm going to try capture that view there, see if this looks okay, and I think that's fine. Now there's one more thing I just noticed. We have this weird, it's not weird, it's just a normal hole, a diameter 11 hole that's 14 and 14 from the two sides. So I'll just take that there, normal 2, sketch, circle, diameter 11, I think it was, and 14 and 14, like so. And once again, I'll do a cutout through all. Okay, nearly there. Next thing I will do is this swept cut here. Now this swept cut, we can see is, we have to look for it here. So what I'm going to do is, let me see, I have to create a sketch plane to do this. So it's a radius 41 arc, and the center point is in line with this point here, and we have to have 36 there. Okay, so the question is, where am I going to draw this, because it's not on the front or the back face, so I need to create a new plane. And let's see if we can work this out. So C there is 44, 12 and 24 is 36, so that gap there is 8. So what I'll do is create a reference plane of, we'll say, that front face there, and I'll bring it back 8 millimeters. So select that surface, plane, reference geometry. We'll go 8 millimeters when it pops open. So 8, we want to go the opposite way, so flip the offset, like so. Now I'm going to sketch on that plane so I look normal to it. Does that look right? Yeah. Okay, so we need to do a radius 41 arc. So I'm just going to do a center line up from here, and I will do a center point arc on that, and let's see where it roughly cuts. Okay, I'll just pick a position there, and I'll end it to there, like so. Okay, and that has to be radius 41. I wasn't far off it. 41, and then a distance of 36, I think it was, from the bottom of the cut of the arc to the very top. Smart dimension there to the very top. And if that could switch to a horizontal, that would be super, but it doesn't seem to want to do that. There we are. 30. What was it? 36. It's very close. Okay, now that's fully defined, but what I need to do now is I needed to do an extrude cut, so I need to have like an open, I need to have a closed loop, so I need to capture all these here. So I'll go to convert entities, select that, 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 and that there, and convert them. And what we'll do is we will trim them, trim off that excess bit there and that excess bit there. So I think what we have there now is a closed curve. So if we just end that sketch, and the cutout is to be 24 millimeters, or what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make sure it's always 12 from this back surface here. So I'm going to do an offset surface instead. It's more efficient to do it that way. So extruded cut of that profile, and I'm going to do offset surface. I'm going to select that surface there, and I'm going to type in 12. So hopefully this works. I'm going to flip the offset. It's actually not doing it for me. Reverse offset actually, isn't it? Interesting. There, that's it there. So mess around with the reverse offset and that flip direction arrow, and there is our, I'll hide that plane, and that's it there. Okay, so that should be it. Let me do, I'm going to go to the front view there, and I'm going to select that plane, and I'm going to use that plane as a section view. Does it really show me much? Yeah. Okay, let's see if that looks similar to this here. Turn off section view. I think it's right. Okay, we'll just have a look. Hope to God it is. So mass properties. Let's see what our mass is. It's 628.18. Is that one of these? Yes, it is. 628.18 grams. Great. So that's stage 2 done. So now we're on to the last stage, and it's a complex cut here. Modify the part by removing the material to add a pocket. This would be called a pocket here. What is the mass? Okay. So the solution is not achieved by a shell function. It has to be completed in 2 steps. So let's just have a look here at what's happening. So it's doing a cutout up to this first surface here, and then it's cutting even further. So we're going to have to do this kind of this cutout in here first, and then we'll do this cutout second. Okay. Now it says 1 TYP, so that means basically the wall thickness is 1 millimeter all the way around. Okay, so we have to leave a 1 millimeter wall thickness. So what we're doing here is, from what we have here, we say that face there, what we want to do is we want to use the perimeter of that shape there. We want to convert entities, and we want to offset them by 1 millimeter, so we can get all these kind of 1 millimeter lines inside. Okay, so normal 2, we'll do a sketch on that. Now I just want to keep this on my split screen for a second to make sure I'm on the right track. Okay, so I'm going to pretend to sketch on that, but I'm going to go to convert entities. Now it's after converting all the perimeter. That's great. Now I want to go to offset entities. So offset basically means we can set a distance, select every object. Now we want to reverse it there. See the way it's doing 1 millimeter, so that's 1 millimeter all the way around. That's an offset, and I will just green tick that. But what I'll do here now is I'm going to select all these entities on the outside, and I'm going to turn them into center lines. Otherwise, when I do my extruded cut, it's going to try to do something with these outside ones. I don't want that, so change them to construction lines like so. And now what I will do is, yeah, I'm just going to do extruded cut. Now let's see how thick the cut is. Let's bring the drawing back in, and we can see that it's cut. Okay, so let me think here. So we have to go back. So we said the thickness of that there was 8. Okay, so what we want to do there is, if we want to leave this 1 millimeter wall thickness here, I'm going to do an offset surface of 1 there. That's probably the best thing to do. So features, extruded cut, select the profile, offset surface, that's the surface there, and I want to go to a 1mm offset, so you can see what it's doing. If I go to a plan view, it's leaving it 1mm short, and that's what I want. Okay, so last part now is to do this second cut, and this second cut keeps a 1mm offset here all the way through, and it only goes as far as 12 from the back, so that'll be another offset. So what I need to do here, and this is a difficult one now because we need to keep, so this is in here, this arc, so we need to make sure we have 1mm outside that as well. So let me think about that. So we look normal to that. And what I'm going to have to do here is go to hidden detail visible. Okay, and we're on that surface there, sketch, go to draw a line, and what I want to do is convert entities, but what I want is this. Can I get this line here? No, I can't. Let me think about this now. So I should be able to let me just delete all them again. So I'll just come out of that for a second now. Sketch. Now I want to get that. Does it let me convert that entity? No. Let me just look normal to it again. That's not letting me pick that up for some reason. There we are. Okay, so now I have that. So what I want to do is offset that 1 by 1mm, like so. Turn this to a construction line, and we need to trim off a few bits and pieces here, namely that. We don't want any of these ones here. That one there, and this should we're missing a line there, so I'm just going to draw that in. So I think that's a fully enclosed curve. Let's just try that. Seems to be fully enclosed, so we'll try it anyway. So if I do features, extruded cut, and what we want to do is offset from surface, select the back surface there, and we want to go with a 12mm offset, and I think that could be it. Let's have a look. Looks good. Go for front view and we'll have a look at the hidden detail. Yeah, I think that could be okay, and there's only one sure way of knowing if I got it okay, so I think I've got everything done to that. Let me just double check. Modify the part. I don't think there's anything else to be done there. So let's do our mask properties, and 432.58, hopefully that's one of them. 432.58. I am an absolute legend for getting that, because that is a difficult question. And that's it. That's a complex question. Solidworks standards for professional qualifications. If anybody wanted to do them, we can organise it through the school or whatever. And we will just leave it at that. So we're just coming up in 30 minutes now. We'll leave it at that. Thank you.